has 2 to 5 investors buying, selling, and manipulating stocks in order to earn the most money. The new Epic Edition has a pile of expansion modules. I'm going to focus on the standard game with one change. I'm showing the advanced board. Here, every company's stock track has different values. Each player takes a board, bidding maple, and $20,000. On the game board, place the turn marker on the top left depending on player count. Place the stock tickers on the dark circles on each track. Take one of each stock card, shuffle them, and deal one face down to each player. Unused ones go back in the market deck. Now start the game. The stock card received during setup stays face down on the stock portfolio side of your board. Shuffle the company and forecast cards separately. Deal one of each face down to everyone. Place one of each type face up on the board's right-hand side. These represent insider information. You now know how one company's stock will change. Create stockpiles equal to the number of players by playing one card face up from the market deck. Deal 2 market cards to each player. In turn order, play one face up and one face down. Where is up to you. In turn order, bid on a stockpile based on the knowledge you have and your overall plan. If outbid, take your meeple back and bid again. This continues until one player has the highest bid on each calculator, including a bid of 0, then players pay their bid to the bank. If there were trading fees in the stockpile, those are also paid to the bank. Next is the action phase. In turn order, reveal and resolve all boom or bust cards by choosing and moving stock tickers. Now, it's time to sell. Players may sell any number of their standard stocks at the current market value. Split stocks are worth double. A stock splits when it reaches the furthest spot on the right. I'll explain this more soon. Finally, we have the movement phase. In turn order, reveal and resolve all company and forecast cards, including the face-up and face-down ones on and near the board's financial forecast area. Dollar signs in the card, or passed when moving a ticker to the right, means dividends are paid. Players reveal how many of that company's shares they control, earn 1,000 for each dollar sign shown. If the ticker reaches the rightmost spot, the stocks split. Players reveal how many of that company's shares they control, then put them face down on their player's board split portfolio side. Move the ticker to the hexagon space, then continue moving it to the right if there are additional movement points. If a ticker reaches the leftmost spot, the company bankrupts. Players discard all their matching stocks, including split ones. Move the ticker back to the darkened circle. At the end of the round, slide the turn marker down and play another round. Once the final movement phase ends, begin the end game. Players reveal their cards, keep the 2 portfolios separate. Going company by company, award $10,000 to the player who owns the most shares. Split stocks count as 2 shares. If tied, award $5,000 instead. Finally, sell shares back at the market price. As always, split shares count as double. The player with the most money at the end wins. Bid on stockpiles, manipulate the markets, and manage your shares to get and stay rich. That's Stockpile. Our games of Stockpile have averaged around an hour, including setup and takedown. I'd suggest using a dining table no matter the player count. Player areas are the size of a placemat, and the card piles and board take up a decent amount of space. There's not a lot of reading, but there's quite a bit of addition and multiplication during a dividend and scoring. Plus, you have to be able to track things, balance probability, and know when to walk away. At the same time, the gameplay isn't complex, and the basic game is very simple. Experienced 9-year-old gamers could try it. Not long into our 4th game of Stockpile, American Automotives was close to going broke. One stockpile had a visible stock bust action card. I played Cosmic Computers face up and another stock bust face down. When it came time to bid, Mom took a huge pile with 4 American Automotives. She used an action to make them split. I was the only player with action cards remaining and used both on American Automotives to bankrupt it. Mom's face was hilarious. Dad laughed too, even though he's lost to split stock as well. Stockpile is more than just buying and selling stocks. The market manipulation, bidding, and actions make it shine. Maybe that column with the visible market fee isn't too bad if you place the only other cards there and got it for nothing. You're carefully watching what players do in order to figure out what they have and what they know. Tricking someone so that they panic sell or buy something that is going to go bankrupt? Love it. I like that split stocks can still be lost if the company goes bankrupt. When do you sell? I quite like the bankruptcy, dividend, and split system. The phase order gives you some chance to get out, but if you make the wrong choice, oh well. Unless you're playing with very young gamers, use the advanced side of the board. The variable values add a significant push your luck element, making this so tense and exciting, like I talked about in story time. Another modular expansion that I recommend always using is the forecast dice. The variability adds huge changes to the market, but you have some advanced knowledge. Even with those additions, the game is around an hour every time. Analysis paralysis could make things drag, so watch out for that. AP is when players freeze when they need to make decisions. Thankfully, the graphic design is brilliant, meaning you won't be slow because you need to constantly check what something means. Stockpile is a fun but incredibly mean bidding game that offers tons of push your luck gameplay and risk management. I think it's more fun with 4 people, but I do still enjoy it with 3.